Hey guys, good evening, good morning, depends on where you are around the globe. It is almost midnight Pacific time here in Phoenix, Arizona. You may or may not be aware that the markets have had a pretty substantial sell-off since the Globex open. I'll give you an idea what that looks like here on a daily chart. We had a high back on Friday of 1558.75. And so far tonight, we've put in a low on the Globex Open of 1529.50. Let's round that up to 1560 and let's round that down to 1530. We're 30 points off of the high of Friday on the S&P 500 E-mini futures. That's going to put us roughly 300 points off on the Dow. Let's have a look. YMM3. Okay. All right, we had a high Friday, 14,480. Low tonight, 14,269. So, yeah, let me just do the calculator. That'll make it easier. It's late. 14,480. 14,480 minus, what do we got for a low here? 14,269. 14,269. Okay, 211 points. All right. So that 10-to-1 ratio, not spot on at the moment, but you get the idea. Down 30 points in the S&P, down a couple hundred points in the Dow. So what does this mean for Monday morning, the Wall Street Open, and why? What's the big deal? What happened? Well, a place you may never have even heard of, Cyprus. Now, there is this issue. Syrian rebels seized a security compound near Golan, but the real news is Cyprus. It's all part of the bailout, the whole nightmare that's been going on now for so long in Europe. Just when you think it's gone away, it's back. In order to get bailed out, if I understand this properly, and maybe I'll post some links, or you can just Google it. I mean, it's everywhere. Cyprus is going to levy a 10% tax on bank accounts that have more than $100,000, the equivalent of $100,000. You know, Cyprus, they might even use the dollar now that I think about it. But anyway, if you have a bank account with 100 grand in it, they're just going to walk in and take 10% of your money. That's the way I understand it. If I'm wrong, somebody correct me, but that's the gist of what I got. Now imagine if that happened here. How would you react? So people lining up to try to get their money out first. I don't know. Not a big line. Now, if you have less than 100,000, I believe the number is 6.75% that you're going to get taxed. Now, of course, there's still a vote to go through, I believe, and there's some scrambling to try to fix it and change it. And yeah, I said all that to say this. I don't know that this is the end of the world. We've been in a pretty steady bull trend now for a long time. I think it might take more than a shakeup in Cyprus to knock us out of the running. Now, here's what's interesting. On Friday, and for days, the S&P has desperately been trying to get to its all-time high, put in a new record high. And there even seems to be some discrepancy and some arguments as to what the real all-time high was. David brought it up last week, and I tried to argue with him, and I said, "Oh, come on, David. You know, it's a matter of fact. It's history. It's the record." Apparently, different people have different records. I heard a conversation about. Oh, speaking of, we had our first conference call tonight, our roundtable with Ben and the guys from Traders Audio, and man, what a turnout we had! I want to thank all of you that showed up. CFRN made a stellar showing. We showed up in force, and some great topics, some great analysts. They really walked us through the markets. I got some feedback from some of the partners. It's like, hey man, a lot of that stuff was so over my head, but thanks for inviting me, because I'm learning. So as far as I know, we're going to be invited on a regular basis to participate in that. I hope so, because I had a great time and I learned some things, and it got me to thinking about some things, and there's some things now that I want to learn, okay, based upon what we heard tonight. And it was just nice to hear some other traders talking and how they view the markets. So hopefully if you didn't make it tonight, you'll be able to make it next Sunday night. I still have to find out if, I think we were well behaved, and so we'll probably get invited back. But I'll let you know this coming week. So the reason the markets are down, Cyprus. Now let me just show you on an hourly chart. You look at that and you go, that doesn't look like that big a deal. It really isn't in the grand scheme. Okay, I just had this is the, we've been climbing for a long time. Bottom of this channel started in November. We hit the bottom of the channel there, and we haven't come close to the bottom of the channel since. Some would say that channel's not valid anymore. See me in the office. This was the biggest correction we've had since November, right here, a couple days, and that was over a Fed announcement, as I recall. And guess what we got coming up this week? Fed announcement. Yep. So stay tuned. Now if we go over here on the Dow, just give you an idea of what size of retracement. Now this is just on the last leg up, okay? We don't even have a 38% on the Dow. It's on daily chart. Let's go back to the S&P. This one's a little deeper. Let's see what we got. Still don't have a 38. Got better than the 23, but not quite a 38 yet. Okay. Now, see this number is 27.25. If we take that out, then the 50 could hold at 15.17. But remember, this is a daily chart. So if the 38 gives away and we're going to the 50, there's a trade in there. The 50 is at, let's call it 15.27. The next fib down is at 15.18. So there's 9 points between the 38 and the 50. So get out your 4-tick range chart and you might find something. Okay, the other thing I want to show you, because this is a little more dramatic, okay? This is the chart from Friday. We had a decline. Now these zones up here, I moved those out of the way to take a picture. I don't want to confuse you, so let me put them back in place. 48, 49, 59, 60. Let me put them back where they belong. 59, 60. Okay. All right. We ran up. We came within 1 tick of that zone on Friday. Sold off down to the zone, to the tick. To the tick. Okay. 1549 weekly trading zone. Bounced 1 hour, 2 hour, and on the 3rd hour of the bounce we put in that beautiful doji. Okay. And during the radio program I issued a tweet and said, hey, let's get short below 1553.75. Doji closed, bearish candle. This hour we triggered the tweet. The tweet triggered. We got down to a low of 1550.75. So there was a 3-point move. At the 3-point move, I sent out another tweet that says you may consider taking some profits, tightening up your stops, whatever it is you might do. As we know, price is given to do what? To test important areas, important prices, and look what happened. Price ran right back up in the next hour. Okay, and it tested our entry. More importantly, look what it tested. It tested the low over here of this doji. Stopped dead in its tracks. See, there's no wick on the upside. Whenever you see that, I mean, that's very bullish, okay? I mean, this thing closed on its high. See how there's a little wick there, a little wick there? No wick. And this thing looked like it meant business, but this hour opened totally the opposite. So in the final closing hours of the market on Friday, and I wrote about this on the blog. Now you see how this candle closed bearish with no wick. In other words, in this time frame it closed on below. So on the blog I said that sets a very bearish tone for the open on Sunday night. I had no idea this news about Cyprus was going to come out, and if I had known it was coming out, I would have had no idea it was going to have such an impact on the market. At least that's what they're blaming it on. They gotta blame it on something. So Cyprus is getting the heat. Now, remember, this was all Friday's action. Okay? Thursday's action. Here's Wednesday. And Tuesday and Monday. But just for dramatic effect, I wanted to show you this. Here's Friday's close. Here's the Sunday night open. Here it is on a daily chart. Nah. Hourly chart. Wow. Yeah. Sort of a jaw dropper. Right? Now, 48.49. Let me look at the zones from last week. 48.49. We had a zone at 42.43, which would have been right in here, kind of right where it gapped down to. Now, these don't let me confuse you. These are last week's zones, not the ones that'll be coming out tomorrow morning. In fact, guys, partners, the zones will be in your inbox tomorrow morning at 6:15 a.m. Eastern. Keep your eye out and go to your spam box, your bulk folder, your promotions folder, wherever, and then once you've tracked down your email, whitelist us. In other words, the return address on that email, make it one of your contacts. And for most email clients, that's the quickest way to whitelist somebody. This way, every time I send out you don't have to go hunting the email when I send one out. And plus, if I send one out you're not expecting, you definitely want that to go in your inbox. Right? Right. Okay. So 42.43. That was a weekly zone last week. So basically, price gapped down to the next zone, but then it just kept plowing. Okay. And the next zone we had on the way down was 36.37 right here. Now, people always ask, well, if a zone was so important this week, does it carry any weight next week? It absolutely does. Thing is, in fact, Michael and I used to track them. We used to keep a little list, but pretty soon you get so many lines on your chart, it's like, whoa. And then you can't focus on what's happening today because you're so concerned about what happened last week. But see, we consolidated here for a couple of hours in a zone from last week, but then we kept going. And the next zone down was, that's not right. See, after 36.37, the next zone down was 28.29. So let's go to 28. Okay, so we didn't quite get to that zone. and we're putting in a pretty good bounce. This is an hourly chart. So Globex has been open for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 hours. That's why I sent out a tweet a little while ago, like an hour ago, that said if you have any short positions left from Friday, take the profits, and if price goes below 1527, actually I think I said 25. 27 is a number, but I wanted to put a cushion. So I said if it gets below 25, then go ahead and short it again, or consider shorting it again. But I encouraged everybody via the tweet. If you didn't get it, check your Twitter feed. And you know what? It's still not too late. But because I think the world's going to figure out, well, this isn't that big a deal. It's certainly no good thing for the people of Cyprus. But it is, you know, what it is. So I'm sure they'll sort it out some kind of way. All right, what else did I want to tell you real quick? I didn't want to make a long video. We've covered the Cyprus. We've covered the big gap down. The market appears to be recovering. Okay. Oh, on the blog, this is really for new people. If you're a new person, if you fall into that category, there are videos on the blog just for you. If you come over here, first time visitor, and maybe you're not a first time visitor, maybe you've been like hanging out for a couple weeks or a month, but there is a page that covers a lot of the basic stuff. Who we are, what we do, how we do it, why we do it, all that kind of stuff. Okay. There's even a video. This is a video inside of a video. Okay. Can a man play a video inside of a video? Apparently he can. I'll have to remember that. Also, for those of you that might not know where it is, live trading room results. This is one of probably the most important pages on the entire site. Okay. Because you might say you love the markets and, you know, whatever, and that's great. Because if that's your job, it's nice if you love your job. But you're kind of in it for the money. You know, admit it. All right, doesn't make you bad. You can be in it for the money and still be noble. Okay, but you should check out this page because Michael does a meticulous recap every day on the radio show of every trade we took in the live trading room and setups that we missed. He points them out. I really need to rein him in because I think, you know, sometimes he's literally teaching the course in the recap. But, you know, he's just so excited because so many people are doing so well that he wants to share with everybody, and so do I. Okay? So that's why we give you a free trial and allow you to become a partner if you want. But you can always go to this page and you can, at the bottom, like we usually run a couple days behind getting the videos uploaded, but man, you just click that thing, and now this is if you miss the recap. This is if you missed the recap during the live radio broadcast. That's all this is. So if you've already seen it on the radio broadcast, you certainly don't need to watch it again. But if you're new to the site, you can go back and see what happened in December on any given day. Yeah, you know, these guys say they do pretty good, but what did they do on December the 13th? Well, I don't remember, to be honest, but you can go check it out. Okay? If it was a good day, if it was a bad day, oh, it looks like it's a pretty good day. If it was a good day or a bad day, we put it up either way. Okay? Download our toolbar. You know, that is important. And why don't I have mine running? Come along now, toolbar. I guess it's taking it a minute to... There it comes. I normally always have it running. Okay, with the toolbar, you listen to the radio, Follow us, our RSS feed, follow the Twitter feed. From the toolbar, you can do your Facebooking, all your tweeting. You can check your Gmail. You can add items to your Amazon wish list. And this little blue button here, this is the one that really packs the punch. When you drop that down, check out our daily newspaper, follow us on Google+, follow us on Seeking Alpha, the Daily Audio Bible. Man, I'm telling you, if you aren't listening to the Daily Audio Bible, you really are missing out. Okay? You might go, well, I got a Bible, I read it, you know, I know. This is different. This guy named Brian Harding, he's built a community. It's called the Daily Audio Bible Community. And they have a website and all of that. And you can go to their website and listen to him read the Bible every day. It's about 30 minutes. He does Old Testament, New Testament, Proverbs, and Psalms. Then he does a little commentary. And then he plays voicemails that have come in from people with prayer requests and praise reports. And man, after about a week, you realize that it's not just some guy reading the Bible. You've stumbled into a community. You feel like it's family. I'm telling you, it's life-changing. Well, it was life-changing for me. And I've turned an awful lot of people onto it, and they've told me that it was life-changing for them. So you should really, and it's right here in your browser. Once you put the toolbar in, because see, that's one of the things, if a lot of people have said, oh, I'm going to read the Bible in a year. There's a lot of those plans out there and those courses, but you get behind. And once you get behind, then it's like, oh my gosh, I don't have enough time in the day to get caught up. Well, the beauty of this is you just let it, you listen, it's in the background, it running while you're getting your chart set up or checking your email or, you know, just sitting at your desk, you know, meditating. You just click it, and when you miss a day, you just go back and catch the previous day. I'm telling you, your life will be greatly enriched if you got to give it a week though. Because Brian, he's a bit of a character. He's got a great voice once you get used to it. He can pronounce all of those names in the Old Testament, the ones that you and I might stumble over. They roll off of his lips like honey. He just can say them. And it's just a great experience. So I don't want to hard sell you on the deal, but go check it out. If you got an iPhone, we have an app. Did you know that? Go get it. It's free. It's right there. It's right above the toolbar. Now, when you install the toolbar, okay, it's going to take you to this page. It's going to tell you what browsers it's compatible with. Chrome, Firefox, Explorer. Won't work on the Apple browser. You should get a warning from your antivirus software, whatever you're running, that says, hey, are you sure you know what you're doing? This could be malicious. Blah. Okay. That's good. That means you're secure. This toolbar was created in conjunction with Amazon, the company, not the jungle. You have my word and the word of Jeff Bezos, the CEO of Amazon.com, that there is no adware, badware, malware, spamware. There's only goodware in this toolbar. So tell your antivirus software, yes, I understand the ramifications. I'm okay with that. I still want to install it. Boom. It installs. It's like 30 seconds. And then it just works. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to change anything, tweak anything. It just works. Also, when you drop this down, I already told you about the newspaper. And the newspaper's good. Might as well show you since I brought it up. Except it takes it a minute to load. And I really didn't want to make a long video. But I always say that, don't I? Alright. When you get here, it's mostly everything on the internet that I find fascinating in any given day. I share it with you. Okay? It's really no deeper than that. But if you don't have time to find your own cool stuff to look at, I've already done it. I think they call that curating. I'm a cool stuff curator. I'm a curator of cool stuff. That's what I am. So you are welcome to come and look at my cool stuff. All right. And then the daily economic reports. Now this is huge, and it's free. You got to let this little ad load, and then just tell it to close. or just click continue. There you go. Okay. Now this one is in particular, I know there's a number of places you can go to get your your economic calendar. Forex Factory is a great one. It's very popular. A lot of people use that one. But it only gives you the U.S. events. It doesn't give you Mexico, which, by the way, the peso is pretty strong right now, and you can trade. That. Hong Kong unemployment, Italian trade balance, okay, the European trade balance. If you got 3 heads, it's a high impact report. If it's 1 head, it's not that big a deal. Okay, but it tells you everything that's happening overnight on Globex. And then the U.S. tomorrow morning, we don't have any high impact tomorrow morning. Is this Monday? Yeah, Monday, March 18th. Okay, then let's see what we got tomorrow or Tuesday. Do we have any high impacts anywhere around the world? Here the German at 6 a.m. Eastern. The German ZEW economic sentiment. See how it's got 3 heads? That means it's important. Building permits, housing starts. None of those really important. Now we do have a Fed this week. Let's just go ahead and roll out the whole week. Okay. Let's go to, what is it, Wednesday? Wednesday, 2 p.m. FOMC statement, interest rate decision. Fed Chairman Ben Bernanke speaks. So that's coming up Wednesday. That's a big event. You don't want to be trading in front of that thing. Okay, we'll trade that morning, but then we'll get flat before the announcement, and then once the markets settle down, we'll go back to work. Okay. All right. Oh, the blog. I really should show you the blog. Just go up here, E-mini Radio blog if you're new. This will take you to like an index, okay, of post after post after post. If you just want to dive in and see what we've been writing about lately, just click that top one that says recent posts. Okay, this talks about the conference call that we were on last night with the guys from Traders Audio. Again, that was really great. If you missed it, try to make it next Sunday if we get invited again. I really enjoyed it. And then just the headphones. Okay, this is from Friday, and this would be Friday's radio broadcast. It's turned into a podcast. Now you can subscribe on iTunes so that you never ever miss one of the shows. But if you, or you can come here and listen to it. There's charts and tweets. You can follow us on Twitter if you want to get those tweets. If you're not, see, if you got the toolbar, they just show up right in front of you. But you might want to get it sent to your cell phone. You might want to have it sent to your email. Follow us on Facebook. Subscribe to the blog. Follow us on iTunes. And if you go to iTunes, please leave a review. We appreciate that very much. And if you've just wandered in here and you're not a partner and you're not on a free trial, well, goodness gracious, take one. During the 5 days, you'll not only watch us trade live markets, real money, real time. You can download our platform. We're going to give you live data, not delayed, real time. We're going to actually let you use our indicators, our proprietary indicators. We're going to let you use them for 5 days, free, no credit card. And we're going to train you how to use them. Now, if you pay attention, okay, like if you get your platform downloaded and your indicators up and running, then you show up all 5 days. And you watch Michael for like 2 days, and then by the 3rd day, you're actually starting to put on and take off trades on your own, okay, in the simulator. Come Friday, you're going to be pounding on our door going, hey, dude, how do I become a partner? This is what I've been looking for. I never wanted to be a hero, or I don't want to get rich quick overnight. Well, I do, but I realize it's not not realistic. So, I want to do this. Okay, well, see, that's the whole thing. Most places, it's all kind of mystical, and we've just tried to demystify it all. We've tried to reduce it to the simplest common denominator. It's like, hey, here's a trade, You can apply it across multiple markets. It's nothing fancy. It embraces the underlying rhythm of the market. You don't catch the top, you don't catch the bottom, you scoop a little bit out of the middle. Like the S&P 500, I'm going to tell you something you probably didn't know is free. All right, put your checkbook away. The S&P 500, the average swing is 3 to 5 points. Now you're wondering, well, how come nobody ever told me that? Well, we'll tell you all kind of stuff. All right, go look. It's actually true. The average swing in the S&P 500 is 3 to 5 points. That is such a powerful piece of knowledge. When I was told that, I was like, how did I never notice that? Because once I see that big old battleship turn in the water and start heading the other way, well, on average, it's going to go 3 to 5 points. Okay. Well, so that gives me time to let it get turned and let it get underway. Now all I want to do is scoop a couple points out of the middle of that move. If it's a 3 to 5 point move, let me just scoop 2 points out of the middle. Yeah, if it's a rough day, maybe I scoop a point and a half. So what is that? Well, 2 points in the S&P is $100 on one contract. Nobody's going to get rich making $100 a day. Unless you live in a third world country, and then you're going to be fabulously rich if you made $100 a day. Many countries in the world, people work for $1 a day. So don't scoff at $100 a day on one contract, all right? But I realize that many of you don't live in those countries. Some of you live in America, and we have a lot of partners in London and other expensive cities where you need to make more like $1,000 a day. Okay. You're never going to get there by going, well, I don't want to say never, but it's going to be very hard for you to get to that kind of money by increasing the number of points. 2 points is plenty. What you'll learn over time is how to increase the number of contracts you trade. You start out with one in the simulator, and you stay in the simulator until you're consistently profitable. We will discourage you left and right to go about going live until you're consistently profitable. You'll come to us, you'll say, hey, look, based upon your protocol, I've written my trading plan, I've written my business plan, will you please look it over, tell me if I've missed anything, give me some ideas. Now, it's kind of hands off, but we'll guide you and direct you because we want you to really be the one to write it. Again, we'll guide you and direct you, because you're going to have to live by that thing, all right? So, and it's going to take you 2 weeks to a month to get that written. All right, you're doing that. While you're doing that, at the same time you're learning and you're trading in the simulator. So about the time you get that plan, trading plan, both, written, business plan, trading plan, you get that done at the end of a month. Hopefully you're consistently profitable by that point in the simulator. If not, then you know what? You stay in there until you are. Once you do go live, all right, with one contract, we want to see you earn at least a minimum of $1,000. I'd rather see you earn $2,000. But if you earn $1,000, what does that mean? It means you've had 10 profitable days where you got your 2 points, you made $100 on one contract. Once you earn that $1,000, okay, you've earned the right to trade 2 contracts. Because when you go to 2 contracts, you're using money that you earned in the market. You're not dipping into your account because you got to have a minimum opening balance of at least a couple grand. And really, you should try to open it with 5. I'd like to see you open it with 10. Not because you're going to put it all at risk. In fact, we never risk more than 2 points or 8 ticks on any trade in the live trading room. So as you're trading that one contract, you're not risking, you're risking $100, okay? You're risking 100 to make 100, and you're going, whoa, wait, that's a 1-to-1. I've heard that's not good. Okay. I'll tell you what's not good. Don't ever risk 1 to make like 2 ticks. That's not good math. And on the in the live trading room, you'll see that on some of the markets that we trade, like gold and the yen, we don't even put a target out there because those things can really run. The S&P, we throw out a 2-point bracket. 2-point stop loss, 2-point target. Okay? Now, if you get into an S&P trade and it has some momentum and it's really kind of moving, it's got some energy, you can always drag that target farther out. We're willing to change our target, push it farther out. The thing we don't do is ever increase our stop once we get into a trade. Every trade we enter in the live trading room has a 8-tick hard stop. Now, as the trade begins to move in our favor, we do use aggressive risk management, and we'll push that stop right up behind the market. And what we really want to do is we want to get it to break even plus a tick as soon as we can. Okay? Why? Well, because if price reverses and comes back to stop us out, it stops us out at break even plus a tick. That plus a tick pays the commission on the trade. You just had a free look at the market. Okay? Now, I don't want to get ahead of myself. We're going to teach you all of that. I just wanted to say, hey, welcome to CFRN. If I don't get myself to bed, I'm not going to be able to get up and be in the live trading room tomorrow morning. Okay? Market's still trying to recover here. Let's go back and look at it on the hourly. Okay? See, you don't see that much of a recovery here on the daily chart, but on the hourly, you can see it's trying. What would be a good sign? Well, getting back up over this old zone would be good. Obviously, getting over that little high right there would be good. And the gap trade, the quote-unquote gap traders, boy, they're going to have a blast tomorrow morning, because the book says that most gaps get closed, and most gaps do get closed. And this one probably will get closed. I don't know if it'll get closed tomorrow, but it might. Okay. We don't have any high impact news to push it, so it just has to be the market trying to get up. The S&P got so close to that all-time high, and it failed. Now the Dow's down it 2 weeks ago, but the S&P just can't seem to get there, and it got so close, and boy, it got slapped down. However, a lot of traders are going to see this as bargain basement pricing. Okay, so they could take this entry and really run this thing up. We're getting close to the London Open, and now I believe the euro took it pretty hard tonight as well. Let's go look. Well, this is a daily. Yeah. Okay, look at the euro. The euro had a high. Well, let's look at where it closed. It closed at 130.10. We'll just call it 130. And then tonight it hit a low of 128.92. That's 100 pips. In other words, that's a lot. Okay. Interestingly, the British pound didn't get hit nearly as hard. Look at that. The dollar actually rallied. Look at that. The dollar gapped higher on Globex. Interesting. That's what bonds are doing. Whoa. Look at bonds. Bonds gapped higher and just ran. Interesting. You know what, guys? This could be a great week. You know, again, our hearts go out to the people in Cyprus that may have money taken out of their bank accounts. But it may set up some nice volatility for all of the markets. And we've got the Fed meeting this week. So that's it. I'm done. If you haven't taken a free trial, by all means, cfrn.net/apply. We'd love to have you come hang out with us. Use the platform, use the indicators, let us train you how to use them, get in the simulator, And if by the end of the week you've made, some nice trades in the simulator, you want to become a partner, we're accepting new partners. True story. All right, guys, I'll see you in one sleep. Okay? Good night.